Hello, welcome to the Blue Apple Tree Animation channel. This is my first tutorial. It's going to be a quick one. It's a 4-bone rigging tutorial, basically allowing you to create this quick UI interface, user interface for a rig. Essentially, it's a graphic of a lock, and then you move the switch up, and it activates something on your rig, and also kind of triggers that little lock animation. Unlocked, locked. Very easy. If you're making a rig, it kind of gives you a nice little control interface. We're going to set this up from scratch. Here we go. So essentially, the first step into this is to create your visual display for your bones, right? So essentially, I just modeled out these two pieces of geometry. I'm going to leave them on screen for a second, like this. If you like the look of this lock, take a screen capture and rotoscope it into your Blender to create a lock off geometry, and then a lock on geometry. As you can see, if you kind of place it in that position, the little animation is going to work correctly. A little 2-frame animation you're going to create. So lock on, lock off. So once you've created those locks, you're going to select them, go into edit mode. You're just going to basically, in geometry mode here, in the geometry, you're going to select the outer edge of your shape, like this, and the inner edge of your shape, like so. You're going to press Control D, duplicating it, right click of it back to center, then you're going to go Mesh, Separate, Selection. Back into object mode. And now in object mode, we're going to have this shape. These are going to be your bone control shapes. I've actually already set my bone control shapes up for this rig ahead of time. We have a shape for the unlocked, a shape for the locked, and a shape for the switch, which is going to control the unlocked, and then a kind of shape for the outside of the master of the rig, the way you're going to control this little setup. So these 4 shapes are all you're going to need, and I've labeled them switch, locked, unlocked, and move. I'm just going to take them, just move them aside for now, and we're going to set up our rig very quickly here. In object mode, we're going to add armature, boom. What we've done is we've just added a bone in there. We're going to go into edit mode under armature, using transform pivot points individual origins here. We're just gonna rotate our shape over. I'm holding down Control so I can kind of rotate to exactly 90 degrees there. Perfect. And we're gonna call this move. And now we're just going to, in edit mode again, we're gonna duplicate it. We're gonna take the length in half down to 0.5 just to make it smaller, more visible. We're going to call this locked. We're going to duplicate that bone. We're going to rename it unlocked. We're going to duplicate it again. We're going to take the length again. We're going to cut it down to lower again just to make it visible there in our scene. And we're going to call this switch. Boom, switch. Now we've got all the bones we need. We're just going to set up a simple hierarchy. We're going to take, basically, we're going to select all our bones in edit mode here. And we're just going to make this top bone the parent. So I'm going to take this top bone, and it's just called move. So we're just going to do it this way here. We're going to go into the relations panel, and we're going to just make the mover apparent. We're going to do this for all our bones. Make the mover apparent. And all these bones now should have move as parent. We're going to go into pose mode. You see we have our main bone. It moves all the bones underneath it. And the bones underneath the parent move freely. Again, very simple setup. If anybody's watching this video, you probably already know the basics of your bones in your rigging. Now we're just going to apply our control shapes. We're going to select the move bone. We're going to make the custom object the move. I call it WGT move for widget move. We're going to select the locked. We're going to choose the lock shape. We're going to select the unlocked. We're going to choose the unlocked shape. And we're going to finally select our switch, and we're going to choose our little arrows, our switch shape. And now we have all the elements we need to finish this rig up. I'm just going to make this move shape a little bigger and move it down slightly just to get it kind of visually in the right place there. And now we're going to start applying our simple expressions. Just for visual sake of the video, I'm going to select all my bones here. I'm just going to make the wire width a 5. I press 5 and I hold the Alt key, and then I press Enter and just makes them thicker so we can see them here on the tutorial. Okay, so we have all our bone shapes in place, and it's a simple driver relation where we're going to take the Y position of our switch bone and we're going to drive the visibility of our little icon bones. So now I'm going to just select the Y under the transform. I'm going to select the Y position of this switch bone, right click on that, copy as new driver. And now I'm going to select my lock, and under the bone properties again, under viewport visibility, we're just going to paste it under the hide attribute there, and we're going to paste driver, and we're going to do the same thing for the unlocked bone, and we're going to paste driver. So now we have the Y position affecting the visibility, but of course nothing's happening yet. We're going to apply a simple expression just to make this work the way we want it. Let's just clean this rig up a bit by selecting everything but the Y position of that switch bone and just locking it, because you don't need to move it for this setup. And now we're going to apply a simple expression. So we're going to go back to the visibility of this locked bone. And we're going to go under the hide attribute. We're going to right click on it. We're going to edit the driver. We're going to change the type to scripted expression. And we're just going to paste a simple expression in here. The expression is 0 if location is greater than 0, else 1. That's going to allow the Y position to affect the visibility of that shape as it moves in the Y value. The location represents this location here, which is a variable, which is that Y position, the driver we set up. We're going to press OK, and now our locked bone hides. And now we're going to select our unlocked bone, and we're going to again edit driver, and we're going to go to script expression. We're going to paste that same expression on there. We're just going to make one small adjustment. We're going to take the else 1 and we're going to change that to 0. And we're going to take the 0 at the beginning, and we're going to take that 1, essentially inverting the expression for us. Update expression. And now, as you see, as we affect the Y position of our switch bone, the lock's visibilities change, essentially creating like a one-frame flip book, allowing the little animation to move up and down. And if you want to show how we might use this in practice, we'll just go into our edit mode. We're going to add another bone. move it out here to the side. We're going to go back into pose mode. We'll just take this expression here, the expression we had on the visibility of our locked bone. We're going to copy expression, or copy driver rather, which will copy the expression under that hide value. And we're going to apply that to the hide value of the new bone we created. Just paste driver. And now you have a little control which affects the visibility of that bone. Just for a final, and of course we can move it around wherever we need to move it around to, and it affects the visibility of that bone. This Y driver, again, could affect anything on your rig. It could affect an IK-FK switch. It could affect visibility of your eyes. It could affect anything you want it to affect, right? And the logo you use here, I used a lock, but you could use anything you wanted. For a face rig, maybe you want your mouth to be open or shut, or a change of mouth shape. You could have this drive an icon of a different mouth shape, just making an easy UI control that just is visibly clear what it's doing. So I think that's a really cool thing you can add on to your rigs. As a final cleanup, I like to just turn the selectability off on my shapes there, the ones that are showing the visibility, because that's just basically a visual animation we're looking at, so you don't need to select those. And that's it, we're done. This is my first tutorial, and I hope that someone found this useful and interesting. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, feel free to check out my other videos. They're all basically vlogs. I'm new to Blender. I've been learning rigging, and this is just my first tutorial, a quick tip. And yeah, more tutorials to come as I get better at teaching them, and as I learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, that's about it.